Welcome to Elephant in the Room as we talk Alabama and LSU, part of Disrupt the Media and Roll Tide Pods. I'm Mick Gillispie. It's great to have Jake Coker and Ryan Anderson back again in the house. Before we get into this, though, let me remind everyone we're brought to you by MyBookie. Now's the time to go to mybookie.ag and you get 110% price match when you make your first deposit down. So if you want to win some money, not a bad way to get started. And Ryan, Jake's been our in-house expert over here.
Yeah.
One a few. We go over a few today.
I know. I love it when we do that. First off, Ryan, good to see you, man.
Man, good to be seen. Good to be back.
I think last time Ryan was here, he was talking Braswell up right before the Tennessee game, and somebody showed out. Heard you had a little conversation with him.
Yeah. I fanboyed a little bit. I got to listen to the game. Big kid. But yeah, man, I've been pleased with how you've been playing, Mick. And like Coach said, I couldn't be happier. You know, it's always good when you get it right.
Oh, yeah. You said you liked him. What was he like?
Real quiet, mild-mannered kid. You know, real quiet, mild-mannered.
Which makes him an animal on the field.
Yeah,
probably.
right.
Yeah.
Like the quietest guy in the bar. You don't want to.
Yeah, he gave me those vibes. I had to get back around him and really see how he is, but that's how he come out. One of them dudes that's just big, quiet cat and go about his business.
Did he remember you?
I don't know. Like I said, it was fast. Man. I had never done anything like that before.
How do those conversations go for you guys when you go back and see these younger players and you're like, hey, I used to play here? Or do you even say that? You just
I was a little, I ain't like, before a game, I wouldn't want nobody to come to talk to me. So I was like, kind of in. I was like, hey, Ryan, big fan of your game. I like what you're doing. And that was kind of it. I ain't give him too much time to reply or do nothing crazy,
Yeah, right.
But only guy I talked to before a game, I think Julio is the one that comes to mind right before the SEC championship. And I was kind of the same. I hadn't really liked talking to anybody before the game, but Julio's a different animal. He talks to you, you're like, yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So he came up and talked to you.
Well, I was in the training room getting taped up.
Yeah.
And I think I saw him, and I actually came over and talked to him just to, show respect to him and all that. And he was Julio. I got to know him after that, just working out and before the combine and all that sort of the draft and all that stuff. And man, he's one of the best guys, best people I felt like I was around. I was playing football. He just talk to you, have a good time. You'd never know he was, as successful as he was based on the way he approached talking to people.
Well, I don't know, Jake. I was 8th grade Ryan. I seen him. He playing Daphne High School basketball. Him, Robert Lester.
Oh, I remember him.
They stars.
Yeah.
And I watch them play. They playing basketball at my high school. So I sat there and watched him for a while, warm up. He dunked a couple times. Well, it was girls playing, so he went up playing. They was dunking. They come back to the side. I had a piece of paper. I say, man, let me get your autograph. He looked at me, said, he shook his head. All my friends was back there. Like, damn.
Have you talked to him?
Yeah, I told him about that.
What did he say?
He was just like, man, I don't remember that.
You think he was embarrassed though, because
it could have been
you're not trying to show someone up, but why does this guy want my autograph? My high school kid. Yeah. Or was he just big leaguing you?
I don't know. I really don't know. But it built a lot of character. It made me a little different. I'm telling you that now.
Sometimes though, like when you're in high school and a 9th grader comes up, you don't know if they're screwing with you or not, and so you don't want to get punked. Like does this really guy really want my autograph?
And we rivals too. Like that's how I rob a high school.
Right.
So
could have been a trick.
Yeah, ain't no telling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Robert Lester actually remembered it because I played with him at Bama, and he told everybody in the locker room about it.
Did he?
You came and got my autograph before. Like, shut up. You asked me for my autograph. I'm like, yeah, because Julio ain't give me here.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Be a good autograph to have.
Yeah.
Julio's back.
Good dude. Oh, my goodness. Playing some good football.
Yeah, I love Julio. I think I've told you before, all the great wide receivers, he's still my number one.
Yeah, he up there for me too. Like
he's the one who kind of set the standard for Coach Saban. I felt like.
Yeah,
I mean,
no doubt.
When he came in, it was like, damn, okay, Coach Saban's here, because he was the staple of that recruiting class.
Yeah. Would you guys have gone to Alabama if it wasn't for Coach Saban?
I don't know, probably not. Just being honest.
I mean, I didn't go in the first place, but
late to the party.
but I also didn't take a visit there. There's a lot more to that story, and we'll talk about it on this podcast at some point, I'm sure. But I mean, Florida State offered me first, and I felt loyal to them. Actually, Jeremy Pruitt told me that Alabama wasn't taking a quarterback that year, and so I was like, all right, whatever. When Florida State offered me, I took it, and there's a lot more to it. I didn't take a visit to Alabama, even though they were calling me. But after it was all said and done, and I was transferring, there was no other place I was going. It didn't matter if, Brian Harsin was the Alabama coach. I'd have probably still gone there when I was transferring.
Right. You were ready to come home.
Yeah. That's right.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
He was in the wrong spot the whole time. He ain't had no business in Tallahassee.
It's a big game coming up on Saturday. LSU, Alabama. They beat Alabama last year with the 2-point conversion. And I feel like for Alabama, you got to win this game because all of a sudden, if you're out of it again, the talk of dynasty goes away. Dynasties are about winning championships. And if you lose this game, the chances of winning any championships go way down. Yeah,
mate. Well, shit, if you lose this game, you're out. You're not going to the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
You might not make it to the SEC championship. I mean, you're pretty much out there, too.
That's what I'm saying. No championship at all.
And at that point, at Alabama, to be honest with you, your season's over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what I know. Coach Saban's talked about this a few times where, the incentive for players to keep playing hard. And when you're at Alabama and you're not playing for a national championship, it's kind of you lose your why or your –
Make it hard to get up for the Montgomery McFlurry Bowl.
The Cheez-It Bowl.
You really make it's hard to get up for it, man.
Imagine how Auburn feels.
What you say? Jeez, Mick, I'm telling you, I don't know if I can handle it, man. I don't know if I can handle that. We don't even talk about losing this game. I ain't ready. I can't handle that, Mick.
I think when we were leaving the hotel to play Michigan State, Auburn was playing Memphis in the Birmingham Bowl.
The Birmingham? Yep, they were in the Biscuit Bowl that year.
They get there a few times.
Yeah.
They're lucky to punch that ticket.
Yeah.
Them travel miles ain't nothing for that drive. Drive to the bowl game. No routes getting 38 cents.
Oh, yeah.
Auburn fans can just Uber to that game.
Tailgate in Auburn. I ain't never think about it that way.
No, it's so funny. Yeah, I mean, this game means a lot. This is defense against offense. Their offense best in the country. Jaden Daniels saw what he could do last year, run and pass, and he's been really good. And then Alabama's defense is still just not getting any respect to me. I mean, I look at the line in Vegas down to 3. Mm-hmm. And what I'm told is it's not necessarily that it's disrespect from Vegas. It's just a different way of winning for Alabama with defense first. When you guys played, it was defense, but it was also offense.
Well, I mean, I think this offense has all the potential in the world. You look at us in the second half of Tennessee. We're beating anybody in the country, but we just don't put it together the entire game. Mistakes kill us. It's just we can't stop tripping over our own feet. And then Tennessee, they own the ball the entire first half. If that happens against LSU, I don't know if we can score enough points in the second half to overcome what they do.
Right.
Right.
I mean, Jaden Daniels is Joe Milton in the first half of that Alabama-Tennessee game, but he's going to make it happen all game long unless we put pressure on him.
I think that's it. I mean, the defense has found the way to make plays, though. I mean, you gotta look at the way that this defense took on Jackson Dart. The guy had one rushing touchdown, and then the next week LSU scored 49, but he scored 55. So that's got to tell you something about what this defense is capable of.
Yeah.
No, I love the defense, but again, if the defense is on the field the whole game, I don't care.
Right.
Who's on defense? You can't hold them the entire. If they dominate the time of possession, you can't hold for that long.
Right.
It's just, especially with the talent that LSU's got on offense. But I think we're going to be able to run the ball against LSU and kind of dominate them up front. It's just as long as we don't get behind the sticks, jacked up snaps and false starts and interceptions, I think we'll be all right.
I agree. Jay said we're going to have to find a way to affect this guy early and often and see if we can get him off his spot and get him rattled early. If not, like you said, it'll be a long night. This guy, he's going to put up 55 on you.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a test for our defense. Like you say, and I kind of like where they at. I'm pleased with what our defense is, but I even like more that people aren't respecting it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So they keep giving those guys that fire. You know what I mean? I think this team going to keep finding ways to grit wins out. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, when you watch us at our full potential again, I mean, we can play with anybody in the country. We're our own worst nightmare. That's it.
Yeah.
It's just like,
young
get it.
Yeah, it's a young team learning how to play. Been saying it all year. It's just a matter of time until we put it together.
Yeah.
I think this could either be either Alabama, it's a close game, or Alabama just comes out and wears their ass out.
Wear them out. Yeah.
That's
they
my
do that,
thought.
I'm going to come in and kiss you.
Hey, we would all love that. We would all love Alabama to wear them out. I mean, but
man,
the crazy thing about this schedule is that you feel like you look on paper and you're like, Alabama can win out, and they probably will win out. I mean, just their track record tells you they're going to win out, right? But at the same time, if they're not good enough to skip Kentucky or to skip Auburn, or not to play great football in this game too.
Right.
Kentucky's a scary game because those guys are going to be where they're supposed to be. I mean, they're not as talented as us, but I mean, Arkansas wasn't either. But look, they almost beat us.
Yeah.
Those teams that are where they're supposed to be, and you're not excited about playing them, those are the dangerous ones.
Yep.
Kind of thought about going. Baron Hubert said he was like having a house down there, and they were going to take his family and a bunch of friends, and then they're going to go see Steely Dan and the Eagles on Tuesday. So they're staying.
Wait, where is this?
In Lexington.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's like, hey, I'm going to ask Mom if we got room for you. That to me would be a hell of a good time right there.
I've never been to Lexington, but I'd love to go. I need to go up with old Mark Stoops and make a trip up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was my defense coordinator at Florida State. Did I tell you that story already?
That's all right.
He's so damn funny.
You got under his skin sometimes, ripping that defense up in practice.
Just throwing with a card and told me not to, man. I'll tell you what.
It was there, right? Hey, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Make sure you comment in the comments section and be here. We're here twice a week for Elephant in the Room on Roll Tide Pods, brought to you by Lance's Lock. If you're making picks, a lot of us do that these days. Check out what Lance Taylor has, Lance's Lock. He's as good as it comes in the business. Love listening to his logic for making picks.
I want to hear his logic for making the picks. Is it kind of similar to
No, your logic is go against me. It is. Every week.
It still wins.
It does win. It does. My start to the season was shitty. Okay, I have turned the corner though.
You picked up me.
Because I had so much baseball. I didn't get to watch enough games. And it was the worst start ever.
All right,
like 3-13. I've never had a worse start ever.
It's giving me fits right now. What do you think about the USC Washington line?
I already took this one.
4.
I already took this one. I got 3.5 though.
Who you like?
I'm taking USC to win. Not just to cover, to win. I love Michael Penix too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a Michael Penix guy, but I just think that this is going to be a big game for USC. They're not going to lose 3 times.
Do Washington play any defense?
They've almost lost the last 2 weeks to UCLA. No, who was it? They almost lost to the last 2 weeks. It wasn't good performance.
Yeah.
But UCLA, I mean, USC's, shit, they can't play with anybody on defense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But they score a lot of points. It's at USC.
I like Washington, Mick.
Yeah, and you're probably right. Like I've had a bad start, but lately I have been.
You've been hitting them.
I've been hitting them.
When the lines dropped Sunday 2 weeks ago, this reminds me an awful lot of Utah and Oregon. I was like, oh, shit, man. Utah.
I was so wrong on that one, though.
Utah's the pick of the week. And everybody, I mean, I was all about Utah at first.
Yeah.
And then everybody's jumping on Utah. I was like, okay, that's the hot pick. We're going Oregon.
Yeah. You like to buck the trend.
Well, yeah, I mean, Vegas does too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up.
I used to bet, how I thought each team would play, lost my ass, and then I started betting the way I thought everybody else would think.
And then go the other way on it. That's crazy, but it does work. I mean, some of the best years I've ever had have been going against certain, not the games I'm positive on, but the games that I'm kind of sure. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm 60-40 and I just go the 40 and I end up winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Oregon last week thought Oregon was much better than Utah, but that line just didn't make any sense to me. And then again, when everybody hopped on Utah, let's go house Oregon.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And they killed them.
Beat them by like 30 points.
I know.
Oregon did.
Big win for them too. Where do you guys watch football?
Watch it at my house or at the camp.
Watching football is the best.
It is.
Yeah,
especially when you got more than one game going on at a time. Cold beer.
Oh yeah.
Something good to eat.
I went out to this was week 2. Went out to Texas on a dove hunt, and I dove hunted Friday afternoon. Woke up Saturday morning, sat on a recliner with about 12 good guys, and we just sat down and watched football literally from 11 to 9 o'clock at night. I don't know if I moved from the chair.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Oh man, one of the best Saturdays you could ever ask for.
Love that. Look, somebody in there's got to talk a lot of shit too. Make you laugh.
You gotta have
that one guy.
Oh yeah. What else can you sit around for literally 12 hours, not do shit, but sit there and look at a TV screen and be one of the best.
Well, that's what I've got off NFL. Everybody was like, hey, because I'm a Ravens guy, but I don't watch the NFL because I spend so much time with college football now. I feel like college football is my best friend on Saturday. I just had to get away from the NFL because then your whole weekend's football.
Yeah.
And you guys probably aren't there yet, but I think like you get to a point where you're like,
I watch college, and that's about it.
So you don't watch the NFL. I
watch the NFL when I know there's somebody on, Alabama or Florida State guy that I know, and I'm just watching them. But hell, everybody's starting to get too old to play anymore. So my guys I'm watching are a lot thinner now.
No.
But
yeah, well, I don't know. I grew up on NFL. And then when I got to college, I kind of switched. Yeah. We didn't really do
you had
college.
to pull for was Maryland, I guess. And,
or Penn State. But Maryland wasn't really that good. And
I played at Maryland one time, man. That place.
The empty place.
Those are kind of the worst places to play. Well, I mean, because you can hear the individual voices in the crowd giving you shit. You're going to climb up there and beat the shit out of somebody.
Are they good shit talkers? I would imagine that we have good shit talkers for Maryland.
Oh, yeah, there's some clever shit thrown out there.
I believe that we're good at that. Because when I come down here and even mild shit talk gets people mad, including my wife. I'm like, that's not even anything. You know what I'm talking about. We just up there's a lot more, people are a lot more accepting of shit talk up there.
Oh, yeah.
They expect it.
Well, down here, it's like shit talk usually encompasses, questioning your manhood and, making you feel small.
Yeah.
And then you go up north and it's like, man, how'd my mom get involved?
Down here, it's a different brand. It's a different brand. It is a different brand of shit talk down
here. It's like 2 different words.
Oh, yeah.
It's still shit talk. It's just a different style of it, It's more subtle down here.
Yeah.
And you better laugh at yourself.
Yeah,
you laugh at yourself down here, and it doesn't matter what they say, you win.
No,
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, you get up north and it's like, dude, the line was like way back.
Oh man, that's so funny. All right, well, let's talk about Alabama's defense. We got Ryan here. You mentioned Chris Braswell. He's been great. I think the secondary Alabama has is as good of a secondary as they've had. You know, Kool-Aid that no one really wants to throw on them too much. You know, Caleb Downs has been really good this year. Malachi Moore is amongst one of the best Alabama players I think that Nick Saban's had. I mean, I put him up there with anybody. And when you watch these guys play, they get better as the game progresses. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen this week, but I certainly hope so. But you see what they did against Ole Miss, and you see what they did in the second half against Tennessee. You know, Caleb Downs, those kind of guys, they're big time players.
I agree. I feel like they got a set of guys right now that's feeding off each other, man. So I kind of definitely feel what you feel when you say, man, that they get better as the game goes. They get a feel for as they wear their opponents down. I like 92 as well, the D lineman. He's been playing a lot of good ball lately. I don't know. I don't even know his name, but he been playing some good ball. He been playing some good ball. They had another guy come in last week, 9, and play. I don't know, but he came in and played some time at corner and played very good. So I do think we got a good deep.
That's what those guys, man.
Roster.
They break on the ball so quick. It's crazy. I mean, the last game we saw was Tennessee, but man, when you see guys, you know, again, when I was throwing to Ardarius and Calvin and all those guys, I mean, when they stuck their foot in the ground, you could just about throw it and expect them to be open because the DB wouldn't be able to recover that fast. But man, you watch these guys like that Tennessee game. I mean, early on there was, you know, some confusion in some areas, but man, when they just locked down and knew who they were guarding, and when those guys stuck their foot in the ground, man, they were on them so damn fast. Yeah. And man, let me tell you, that'll put your mind in a pretzel when you see a guy get to where the receiver's supposed to be before the receiver even makes his break.
Right.
And then you start second guessing every throw you make.
Trey Amos is one of those guys. That's number 9. And you said 92.
Yes. He been playing some good ball. 30.
Oh, Justin Bigby.
He could play.
Yeah.
92.
And he was hurt too. And having him back, you know, and Jaheim Otis and those guys at the line of scrimmage. Dallas Turner, we know he's a star. And he is a star. I mean, constantly disrupting back there.
He playing some football.
But a Bigby having him back with, you know, because I think he had that neck problem and just causing havoc in the backfield makes the secondary a lot better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. You know, there's no telling how hurt all those guys are either. I don't know how many injuries you played through. I know you.
A lot of little nicks and knacks. That's part of it. That's the SEC. You feel me?
Oh, yeah.
But this group, like I said, this group's starting to figure it out, and they want it. They hunt, and they hungry, and everybody doubting them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they keep responding though. So
that's like when we played. I can't remember who it was when we played Clemson, and one of those guys was like, "Man, you know, if we weren't all hurt, we'd have beat Alabama." I was like, "Dude, I got shut up for this game too." You know?
Right.
That's part of it, huh?
Yeah.
Did you guys see Dabo's comments this week? Did anybody
to the kid on the radio station?
Yeah, on the guy on the radio station.
Dabo losing it. I feel like Dabo losing it, man. Like he the ship falling apart right now, and he unraveling. You know what I mean? He coming apart. I definitely feel like he was coming apart in that interview.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's getting to him.
Well, like a couple comments, you know, would be all right, but go like on a rant for 5 minutes, you know, you can tell that maybe you're right. Like there is some issues there because the team's not winning anymore. And then people say, okay, well, he lost a lot of his coordinators. Alabama's lost coordinators every year. Not to try to compare him to Nick Saban because
that's
not.
When you find out who the great coaches are.
Yeah.
That's when you find out.
Right.
I mean, when guys can adapt to new personnel and still get it done, and a constant cycle of, you know, fire or not firing, but rehiring guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that's what Coach Saban's kind of starting to do is, I mean, outside of Coach Steele, but hiring young guys and hoping they stay like Coach Smart did. You know, I mean, like what's offensive coordinator's name? Tommy Reese.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think he's hoping he just kind of molds to the spot and stays there for 5-6 years at least.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think that's a smart thing to do now, get some continuity because,
Right.
I mean, how bad does it suck to have a new guy trying to recruit guys that were recruited by this guy a year ago and
Right.
another guy 2 years ago?
How does he do that, though? How does this work?
Hire younger guys, I guess.
But I mean, like if you're being recruited and then that guy leaves and another guy comes in, is it just basically Saban just shows up at your house?
At that point, I feel like you got to go back on to who you are, who your organization is, and what's, you know, your values are in that organization. You know, I mean, this was a coach, but don't get it messed up. You came in for the brand.
Yeah.
You came in because of me as coach. You know, that's Nick Saban. You know, I think he always had it in his back pocket. You know, as long as we see that Alabama going to be Alabama. But, of course, like what you were saying as well, like you get a younger guy and roll with him and let him grow.
No, yeah.
I kind of feel like that was the Pete Golden thing. You know, that's why I feel like Pete stayed around so long.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? So,
I mean, yeah, coordinators, kids that come out of high school got to realize those coordinators and position coaches aren't going to be there long at a big school. They're just not going to happen.
That's just kind of how it goes, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I went to Florida State. Coach Craig was there for 2 years and got a new coordinator. Of course, I love Coach Sanders. You know, of course, then I went to Alabama and was playing for Coach Kiffin. So I had 3 different ones throughout my career in college. But, I mean, it's a carousel, man. I'll say this. I guess when a hot coach comes on the scene and he's brand new to a job, you probably got a pretty good chance of keeping your position coach for a little while they establish the basis of that program. But you got a guy like Coach Saban. It's guys are coming in to get recognition and trying to get out for a better job.
Yeah.
right.
And that's been Chris Lowe told me that's one of the toughest things Nick Saban's had to deal with too.
Yeah.
You know, just he said that Saban feels like there's only one of him and he's got to get into all these different rooms to teach the coaches what he wants.
Right.
Oh yeah. I mean, can you imagine just having to hire somebody new every year and reteach somebody everything that you want to be taught in your program, the culture of it, the X's and O's of it, you know, the schedule, just all encompassing. It's a nightmare.
I really feel like it's a testament to who he is as a coach and as a man too, because like you see, like it's happening at Clemson right now, and it's just like they can't handle it.
Yeah,
like this man had won, he's lost some years, and now he bouncing back. But it's like, who can do that? You see how hard it is. Like when you built something so big and so powerful a brand that when you got guys that's qualified, overqualified, they're not coming here to make the program better. They coming to get what they can get from the program and go.
Yeah, that's the problem.
He running into a lot of that. It's like being a bachelor for him. You know what I mean? Like an eligible bachelor. All these people that's coming in, they want to get what they can get from him and get on.
Yeah.
So
that's a great point.
Yeah. So
because you're exactly right.
What's your cleat chaser?
That's what she is.
He's right on the money.
Gold diggers, man.
Yeah, gold diggers. Yeah. Yeah, I bet you guys have encountered that. I mean, I've only spent my whole life around pro sports, so I've seen it before.
You know what's going on, Mick?
We call them sharks.
I bet you ran into that behind the bar in Innisfree too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was good. Those were good days. Those were good days. I probably should just leave it right there.
Yeah. That wasn't up alone.
I should leave it right there.
That wasn't up alone.
No, nothing lasts forever. Then you turn around and you're old. You know, like what happened? You know, but I think that age is so much of age is just what you make of it, man. You know, and you guys will find this out as you move on. You when you wake up every day and say, I'm going to have a great day, then you have a great day.
No doubt.
You know, and do the things that I feel like my dad, but you do everything every day that you want to do because you don't ever want to have regrets, you know? So
I like that, man.
but I miss those days. I do miss those days. When you look at Alabama's offense, and you got Jalen Milroe, who you, Jake, have been on. You've been on the bandwagon when no one else was. I'm with you on there, man. I mean, I think that the deep ball that he throws is great. We may disagree on this. I think he's been hurt and he's going to be healthy this week. I think you're going to see a bolt of lightning with this guy running. I just feel like he's been a pocket passer the last few games. Kind of came out of that against Tennessee. I think LSU doesn't realize what is coming on the ground with him.
I ain't think about it like that, Mick. I hope so. Man.
Mississippi State, he played a little bit different mid-second half of Mississippi State. And then Arkansas is a little bit different. Finally kind of looked like himself against Tennessee. But, man, if he can – those design runs and the combination with the deep ball he throws, I mean, I love him. Again, I think he's a damn good quarterback. Especially, I mean, again, dude, you guys started 9 games, I think. And I've said this over and over again, but, I mean, you get a guy – after he started a couple years – what year is he? Redshirt sophomore.
Yeah,
he's a sophomore.
I mean, if he gets a couple years to start, and I don't know about other positions in football, but I know as a quarterback, starts and experience, I mean, they can make you look so much better than maybe what you are. I don't know. I mean, when you get familiar with the system and understand personnel and get a feel for game-like situations, I mean, the exponential growth is just unbelievable at the quarterback position. And what he did, last year against Arkansas, I was a little nervous about what he'd look like. And then this year, Texas, he made a few mistakes, but they were understandable. And since then, he's just grown and grown. And again, when you're named a starter and everybody knows you're the starter and you're not going to get jerked out, that's when you really see how good a guy's going to be, in my opinion.
Yeah, and you've been through that before. But what I'm thinking is the biggest problem LSU has is their entire secondary's hurt, right? Wingo's hurt. They got their two cornerbacks are hurt. It's going to be trying to tackle him. Everybody says it's the throwing, but it's going to be the tackling in open space. Mm-hmm. And he's going to be the one that's going to roll out of the pocket and go, you know what? I'm taking off. And I think he's going to run a lot more this game because you saw him last week. It was a different guy running the football. Give him those 2 weeks off, and all of a sudden now you're going to have that same speed that we saw that first game of the season where he's just like you blink and he's by you.
Oh, yeah.
And he's the fastest guy on the team when he's the fastest guy on the team, when he's not hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just my assessment of this game.
I mean, I've got Bama.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
We got together on this one.
He's talking to me like I'm an LSU alum.
Yeah.
I always got to convince you. Anytime I take somebody, there's that question mark.
This one don't count, Mick. This one don't count.
If I was going to take LSU, I changed my mind.
Yeah. Well,
I'm excited, Mick. I'm excited to see him now. You got me excited to see him this week.
It's like, I've watched sports all my life, every day. And I can tell when somebody's not moving right. And I just don't think he was moving right, man.
Yeah.
Last week, 2 weeks ago was the first time that he looked like the normal guy running the ball since Texas A&M.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it was the Mississippi State game that you kind of felt like something kind of was off.
Well, I saw him laying out of bounds like dead weight, just,
Yeah.
Right. That looked like possibly a separated shoulder or maybe he broke a rib. I don't know. And ever since then, it kind of looked, I'll agree with you. It kind of looked a little bit different. Not too much, but
right.
That Arkansas game is when you kind of took a step back and you're like,
this guy's not running.
Yeah, he's not explosive.
4-yard run, and he's just like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And there's a reason.
But again, like we've talked about before, he's got to learn how to run the ball too. I mean, you pick your battles. You run over somebody when you know you're going to win, and when you see number 95 or 97 coming, you just kind of get out of the way.
Yeah, right.
And understand hell's coming.
Yeah, right. Those are the ones you peel out of the way. What about the receiver wise for Alabama? Who do you think's going to click this week, Ryan? I'll start with you.
I like 14, 17, 3, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we got a good crew. I'm looking for a good game out of 17 for sure. With 3 playing how he been playing.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It's always, it seems like one of those got an eye black hell. One of those new guys makes a couple plays, and you never know who it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I always just hope number 3 doesn't cost us a game with some dumbass penalty. I love the
enthusiasm, man.
I love the enthusiasm, but he can take it too far.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I'm with you on that. I mean, I like him. He's the best receiver on the team, but that's just not our style, man.
Yeah, somebody just needs to choke him out 1 or 2 times and be like, "Hey, man,
do this.
Keep it under control."
Yeah, right.
You know?
Was there a guy that you guys played with that did that?
Not to that.
You didn't have to.
Not to that extent. I mean, Kenyon Drake he'd get pretty fired up, but it was not like a distraction. You know,
right?
Too much. He'd get fired up, and it was great. It was an asset.
Yeah,
you know,
I've got him in a by the way, a trophy or a statue up there.
Oh yeah, but Kenyon get fired up, man. It was great seeing him get all fired up, but
he didn't get penalties though.
No.
I'm gonna put him in the picture. Look at him up there, diving for the pylon.
Kenny D.
Man, I remember when he did that. I was so scared. He fumbled the ball before he touched the pylon.
Yeah.
So afraid to look back and see a flag.
Nah,
man, that was all cleared.
I was right there, right before Barron and Mike Johnson pounded me. I saw that he held on to it.
That was a crazy play.
Oh my God, that was one of that and the onside kick. I mean,
the perfect onside kick.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have wanted to thrown that ball to Marlon. I couldn't have thrown it that good.
No,
no doubt.
Do you think Bama's got to run the ball to win this football game?
Absolutely.
For sure. They got to control the clock. Can't give them the ball too long. You got to manage the game, and that's the way you dominate a game is by running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And no other way to do it. And I'd rather beat this dude the old school Bama way.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, was it Kelly? Who is it?
Oh yeah, Brian Kelly.
I won't beat his ass the old school way.
Yeah,
run for 250 on him.
Make him like
it. Make him love it.
Yeah.
Uncle.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to admit, Harold Perkins is a pretty good football player.
Who was that?
The guy on LSU.
Yeah.
DN? What do you play?
Yeah. What does he play? Linebacker or something?
Yeah. He's one of those hybrid guys.
Yeah, edge guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can play, but I think he's about all they got. Hopefully.
I hope you're right. Ryan, you're going to the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up. Hopefully they come out like the second half of Tennessee, man, and I ain't got to be walking around the stadium worrying about doing nothing to nobody.
Yeah.
Somebody off the top of the stadium.
Well, did either of you guys ever have to give like a fiery locker room speech?
I haven't.
I hadn't either.
Yeah, it was so many disturbed individuals on that in that group we played with. A locker room speech might have sent them people over. If anything,
it could have just broke the balance.
If anything, it was the prayer before the game. we looking for Greg Kerman and Scotty Holland. Yeah, calm them dudes down, man. You want to get back to screaming and yelling before the game?
Yeah, you didn't need all that.
Yeah. No, we needed the Pope in there. We needed
for real.
By the time you got in there, you already heard Jay Reed or A. Shawn or somebody losing their mind. Jonathan Allen. So yeah, I mean, it was always we had a lot of older guys on our team.
Good group.
There was a lot of leadership in that crew.
Yeah,
Nick, I knew right then and now. When I get through the Walk of Champions, that group, I started putting me a little gospel music in my game they played. Because I knew when I got to that locker room, I was gonna hear every cuss word that's been invented. I'm telling you, your head was gonna get bad, so I just started switching it up. It wasn't good for me, Mick.
You didn't want any of that bad karma.
Oh, I had to bring myself down.
What's the Walk of Champions like?
It's cool. That's
I always had Inner Sandman coming on when I got off the bus. That was always the best one. Kind of just kept my eyes forward, but it was a badass feeling.
Yeah.
Sure.
no doubt.
That was one of the, when I was playing at Florida State, Jimbo wouldn't let us come out of the tunnel. I guess he just didn't want us to see it, but and we're sitting underneath that stadium at Virginia Tech, and the Inner Sandman started playing. Everybody jumping up.
Yeah.
And you could hear it through the bleachers or what, we were in the locker room, and you could hear it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you heard the pounding of everybody jumping up and down. You're like, holy shit, I'm about to walk into a damn. It felt like you're walking to the Coliseum.
Gladiator, yeah.
You were.
Yeah.
One of my buddies was play-by-play guy for football at Virginia Tech for a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
It used to be. I mean, I bet that used to be pretty exciting when Michael Vick was there.
No, well, he wasn't there then. He was there more recent than that. But yeah, we lived in Virginia when they used to be really good. When I first started in baseball play-by-play, we were in Salem, and our games were played on the radio in Blacksburg, and I would go down there. It's a cool stadium.
Oh, yes. You've seen the intro.
Yeah. The thing I wonder is, like, they keep talking about expanding the SEC. I would much rather have Virginia Tech than Virginia.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
By far.
Yeah. More history, more.
Yeah. Just a good football program. And everybody in the state really likes Virginia Tech. Like, they're kind of like an SEC type thing.
Florida State should be in it too.
I know. Yeah.
We can leave Miami out.
I think they'd get in if they could. They're kind of stuck to the ACC. Yeah. Well, how would you like to be in the ACC? It's like, well, the SEC just expanded, and they got Oklahoma and Texas, and then you get Stanford and what was it? Stanford, Cal, and SMU.
They going to the ACC?
Yeah.
Damn.
Stanford. Imagine being on Stanford's team. You got to fly to Miami, North Carolina. I mean, that'd be a shit show.
It's like
it'd suck.
It's like the pros now for them.
Yeah,
them got to leave a day early.
Oh yeah.
Everybody that likes to fly doesn't travel enough.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you travel all the time.
I'll drive 10 hours before I have to get on a flight.
Yeah.
And it's
on that.
Oh shit.
Look, I'll say this: like, it's not like we've all done the Bama charter flights. I'm not talking about the Bama charter flights. I'm talking about commercial flying and all that. You know how it is. There's nothing better than driving the Bama Air and walking on that plane, and anything you want they have waiting on you, and then you land where you're going. But that's not how it works in the real world.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The 2 hour, got to get there an hour early, wait, they might, cancel and all that kind of stuff. And
or hop on that Middleton Express.
Yeah.
And I guess and those are flights that are normally like an hour or so. You go over 2 hours and 3 hours, and then all of a sudden all bets are off.
Oh yeah.
You
Mobile to Atlanta, Mobile to Dallas. We're out of Mobile. So yeah, I mean, those are not bad, but the connectors and you're going to miss a flight. You're going to be staying in Dallas.
And those.
They ain't lying. I feel sorry for them kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel sorry for them. I just hope they figure it out and make it where it worked for them. Was like, not just football. What about the tennis and track and other sports?
Baseball.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Baseball. Like,
yeah. Oof. When are you going up to Tuscaloosa?
I'm gonna go on Friday.
Friday? Come by Innisfree, man.
For sure. You gonna be out there?
Yeah, I got my show 5 to 7.
Friday evening?
Yeah.
I'm gonna plan on being there. I'll let you know.
Got a bar tab. Let's put it on Trip.
On Trip. Trip owed me one anyway.
Let's put it on Trip.
Yeah.
He owes you one anyway, Ryan.
Yeah, I was damn near security now for 5 years. Yeah. So
yeah,
I might take you up on that.
Hey, swing by. We had Barron on last week. It was pretty fun.
Oh man. We
do like the digital show and the radio show, but when the radio show goes off, it's a lot of cussing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, which he loves that.
Last time I was there, I had the best time. I mean, we didn't do anything crazy, but Trip had shut that place down. It was me and Roman Harper, Freddy Kitchens, and Rashad Johnson and Trip. And we had the best time sitting there just hanging out. That's a hell of a crew to hear some stories.
Freddie was my first quarterback, man. First game I ever went to. Freddie orchestrated that drive to beat Auburn in the 96 Iron Bowl back when they played it at Legion Field. It's one of the best games I've ever been to.
Man, I love Freddie. I'd love for him to come back to Tuscaloosa at some point.
Bring him up. We need him in here. Does he like to drink beer?
That'd be a hell of a show.
I know he did. My buddy pitched with him at Alabama too.
Yeah,
he loved him. Yeah, he's a great dude.
It's all good. It's funny.
Yeah,
He's a great guy. You just never know what he's going to say. It's just funny shit all the time.
So Kitchens?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine, like, he was at Alabama, finished playing football, and just decided he was just going to go play baseball. And he was in the bullpen for Alabama baseball. Back then, Bama baseball was like going to the World Series every year.
Uh-huh.
And just showed up and started pitching.
Started slinging it.
Yeah.
He coached for Cleveland for a little bit in New York, right?
Yeah.
He was in Arizona. He was the quarterback's coach in Arizona when I went out there.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
He's a cool dude.
Where's he at now? He's still in it, right? He's like an offensive coordinator somewhere?
He's at UNC. He's a tight ends coach at UNC.
Okay, tight ends coach. Okay.
That's what's he a cool dude.
Oh, man.
He was in New York when I was there for that little stint with Pruitt and all them. The coaches was from Alabama.
You loved Freddie.
Yeah, he was cool. He was cool. I liked him.
The goofy shit.
Yeah, he talked some shit. He talked some shit. Very likable guy, though.
Head coach. He was a head coach.
Oh, yeah.
For Cleveland, wasn't he?
Yeah, Cleveland.
No, he's great. He's great. Again, I'd love to see him back in Tuscaloosa at some point.
No doubt. I think that's something that we need that. We need that flavor.
Yeah.
I could see that happening. I mean, I could definitely see that
Ready to Bama.
Yeah.
I've heard Coach Saban's tried to get him to Tuscaloosa a few times.
Has he?
Yeah, it hadn't worked out.
Really?
But about that time, Freddie, come home.
Come on back.
Freddie got used to them big cities now.
Yeah, We need Freddie to come in here and drink some beers and talk about the old days. I bet he's got some stories.
Oh, God, he does. He does.
He was like a linebacker playing quarterback.
And the way he tells them makes them even better.
Yeah. I mean, I remember I was at a lot of his games, and I first got to Bama. He was the quarterback. He was like, that he was like that guy that we saw KJ, where a guy might try to sack him and just fall off.
Yeah. Just toss them off.
Yeah. Like you didn't necessarily see him go down.
Like a gnat on a fly's
ass. Yeah. Gnat on the fly's ass. Yeah.
So he was like a big dude at quarterback.
Oh yeah, yeah, big dude. What are the things that you guys worry about going into this game against LSU? What are the areas of this matchup that are concerning?
Early turnovers and penalties. That's it. I really don't. I think Jaden Daniel, they're going to get their points, I think. But as long as we don't turn the ball over and we don't have, a shit ton of 3 and outs, I think we're good. I mean, we're talented. We got a great defense. Offense is very good, just good enough right now.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as we don't shoot ourselves in the foot, man, I think we cover 3 points for sure. I mean, I say if we play our best game and LSU plays their best game, I think we win by 10-14.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. I agree. Starting slow. He said, I think we come out there and get to a slow start and let these guys get up some momentum and feel like they can play and can beat us. We'll be in for a long night. But if we come out and do what we're supposed to do, we're going to be all right.
If we play LSU the way we played Tennessee with that first half, we're in trouble. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even I don't care what the score. I mean, they're going to score points in the first half if we do that, and I don't know if we can come back from it.
Everybody keeps talking about we got to play a complete game, right? We got to play 4 quarters of football. We haven't done that.
And all 3 phases as well, Mick.
Yeah.
Not just 4 quarters. We need to play 4 quarters, and we need to put all 3 phases together this weekend.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. We talked about this, Jake and I. Kool-Aid on the kick returns, on the punt returns, not catching them. How did you see that, and how do you fix that?
I don't feel like it's a problem. He's a very, very skilled player. You got shit happens. He's a confident player. I don't really worry about him returning punts. I know he'll be all right, especially in the big games. Mm-hmm. I don't know who else they have, but from a nerve standpoint and confidence standpoint, it's nobody else that I personally would rather return than him. The only thing out of that I don't like is the risk reward benefit of it. I lost Eddie like that my last year, and that cost us a championship.
That's right.
And I feel like Eddie had more juice than Kool-Aid as far as returning. Eddie was taking him to the house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's just a risk reward thing. Is he back there just to make sure we field him and get, safe returns, or you actually got to make that a hit one?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
no, I know exactly what you mean. I said that it reminds me of driving at Talladega. I mean, it's one of the toughest things that you do in football is to return kicks.
mm-hmm.
And if you ever lose the nerve for that, then they got to put somebody else back there.
Right.
And it's not saying that there's anything wrong with anybody that's like, hey, I don't want to do that, because I wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, you got to have some nerve back there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not even saying you're a weak player. It's just like there's a lot going into it. You got to catch the ball. You don't want to fumble it. Then you got all these guys running full speed at you. And
there's a few factors, especially now, special teams. I mean, what scares me about special teams more than anything now is, these dumbass helmet-to-helmet rules.
Yeah.
Like we lose Jameson Williams 3-4 years
Auburn
ago.
game.
That was almost cost us the game, almost cost us a berth in the playoff.
I know.
Then you got situations like Eddie. That was a deal breaker right there.
Deal breaker.
And I almost assume just, hey, put the guy in there that's going to catch the ball. Don't even return it. Just fair catch it every time. Just catch it, and we're good.
Right. That's if that's what we telling him to do, which it seemed like it is, it's cool. But if we want to get somebody back there that can hit it, I'd rather see somebody else for real.
Yeah, right.
I'm pretty sure some of them young guys can. But then again, do they got the nerve he got?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Shit, big game, 100,000 people here screaming. I like Kool-Aid.
Yeah. I like Kool-Aid when he's catching the ball, but that Tennessee game when he let him go by, I'm like,
oh yeah,
oh man, you're gonna let him get right back in this. They didn't have the offense.
He said that
too. You know how it is. I'm just trying to smoke my cigar. Okay, and I got your cigar. We got one.
For sure.
We have the same one that Nick Saban had. We get from R&R. They gave us all one.
Appreciate it, Mick.
I smoked all of mine. Jake smoked half of his, and then you got a brand new one.
I need it, Mick. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Before you get out of here, I'm going to give you that.
Mick ain't going to let him back in.
You know what I mean? Just fair catching. I don't care.
Straight up. Just get up on the ball, catch it.
These guys, well, I don't know about their defense, but I don't want to lose to these guys.
I think we're going to be all right, Mick. This group.
Now, this would be the first quarterback to ever beat Coach Saban twice in his college career. So
since one guy did it when he was at Michigan State.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Do you know who that is?
Kirk Cousins.
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees.
Oh, man.
Yep.
He wouldn't play in Alabama.
The damn good quarterback, though, wasn't he?
He was at LSU.
Yeah, Michigan State.
Okay.
And he was, and Drew Brees was at Purdue. And I've asked people that are Saints fans this week around here, and no one even knows the answer.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't think they realized he played at Purdue.
Well, he wasn't even supposed to play. And what did he get hurt? He got hurt in the NFL
at the Chargers.
He had the reconstructive surgery. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And just think, why do you think Nick Saban wanted him when he was at the Dolphins?
Because he saw.
And think about this.
Thought about that.
Think about this: if the Dolphins would have just got out of the way and let Nick have who he wanted to have,
that'd have been all right.
We probably wouldn't have them, and then who knows?
Those dumbasses in Miami.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Who knows what we'd be talking about right now?
We'd have Rich Rodriguez.
Who would be the coach right now?
I probably went out to Illinois somewhere. I thank God that didn't happen, ain't it?
Yeah.
All type of shit would just been different.
Yeah, think about it. Everybody's life would have been different. Well, at least
isn't that crazy to think about what Coach Saban, if he had just gone somewhere else, what our lives would be like?
For real. That'd be crazy.
I mean, that's wild. Just one guy. Our whole entire future of I can't imagine how many people would be
countless, man. Yes.
I mean, you think about the Tuscaloosa economy. I mean, what he's done there.
Hey, made me money on my house when I sold it.
That whole city would be just completely different.
I know.
And there ain't no complaining about his salary.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
he's the most underpaid guy in athletics.
Give it to him.
Yeah.
Give it to him.
And I've been saying that forever. I mean, when I was on radio in Tuscaloosa, I used to say that.
Oh, he transformed. I mean, I remember going to Tuscaloosa when I was in high school and thinking, man, this place is kind of a dump.
Tuscaloosa, I didn't say that, by the way.
Hey, you've come a long way.
Oh my God.
I was a big Alabama fan.
Yeah, I know.
The whole time I thought he went down there because of Bethune-Cookman. Back at Tallahassee and all them damn parties and shit. He ain't like the city.
Sport A&M.
Yeah, A&M. The Rattlers, baby.
Oh man, I've done basketball there at the Rattlers.
Have you?
Yeah, play by play.
Man. No, but so he's changed the city big time.
Changed you guys' lives.
No doubt.
No,
I give him a lot of shit, but I don't know why I'd be without him, man. For real. That's exactly who I needed at that point in my life. If I'd have went to play for anybody else, any other coach, I just don't know if I'd be here right now, to be honest with you.
Would you have transferred if you had the transfer portal like it is now?
Oh, I'd have been gone. I tried several times, just, hey, coach, I appreciate it. I'm out. Okay. My mama called me. Yeah, I talked to, coach and everybody up there. You gonna stay your ass where you at?
Yeah. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's how it was. I'm like, what? You need to be up there.
They knew it was good for you.
Yeah, you need to be up there. The good people, they feed you. They make sure you got some. You ain't coming home.
When was the point where you turned the corner with him?
When I got sent home from Miami. When they sent me home from Miami, that Lord deal. I got back. I said, I ain't going back up there. Everything in my dorm, they can have it. They would put me on a bus ride 23 hours. I couldn't think straight. I ain't going back.
What bus ride were you on?
I was on a
the Greyhound?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And he put me on the longest one. He put me on the longest trip. I stopped in Orlando for 4 hours. I stopped in, I was in Fort Lauderdale for 2-3 hours. Then I get up to Panama 3 hours. And I'm finna walk. So by the time I got off that bus, I said, I ain't never speaking to them folks again. I wasn't doing straight dog like that.
Yeah.
But I got it after the fact.
Yeah, because your mom.
Yeah, I got home. Like, you got to go back to school. I was like, I ain't going back.
Yeah, right.
They say I got class.
Yeah. The shit you think Dylan had to go to Atlanta.
But they let him go before me.
Oh.
He got to leave out before me. They made me come back and wait because I wouldn't apologize. So I had to stay.
I wouldn't
apologize.
So you had the hat in hand treatment. And you had to go back hat in hand. And it was like, I might as well either do it their way or I'm not going to do it.
That's
anymore.
it.
Oh,
so when we got back, he talked to me. We had a little conversation.
How was that?
It went well. It went well. He was like, man, you going to be all right. He's like, but it's some stuff you can't do. You know what I mean? He's like, you just got to learn how to talk to people and tell them what you got going on. And so you're going to be all right. But that ain't the way. And, it's over with. He was like, it's over with. I ain't mad at you. I ain't holding it against you. You got a fresh start here. Get ready for spring ball. And I was like, all right. I got up, shook his hand. And by the time I said, well, I feel kind of fucked. How you feel we forgetting about it? I ain't gonna tell him about the bus ride, because 23 hours. Man.
He already knew.
I could have been in California, man.
He already knew. Yeah, because he was behind it.
Yeah, but I was so.
You didn't get everything off your chest.
Yeah, but I really was so relieved at how he responded to it. Like it's over. You know what I mean? All right, damn.
Well, it's funny how many coaches there are out there that don't talk to you that way. And kind of just address everything and get it off the table instead of just coming out of the practice field and being mad at you and cussing you out and not really talking to you. It's very strange. There's the good coaches do that, like Coach Saban. I mean, but there's a bunch that just throw it under the rug and they kind of take it out on you practice.
Right.
It never gets cleared up.
And
that's when the transfers happen.
And I always respected that about him because he telling you, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't no, coach, I think I'm this. Well, you ain't that. You this.
Yeah.
You can be this if you do this and that. But you ain't that yet. So
this transfer portal is going to take away from some guys that probably need that.
Oh, there's going to be so many kids that leave after a year, 2 years that had more potential than anybody, but they couldn't get it together, and it's going to ruin them.
Yeah, I say right now more than ever, it's going to take these kids having good parents and a foundation to where they can lean on, because with the portal, it's making it so easy to quit.
Oh, yeah.
So now that's the first thing these kids thinking, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So
What's the first time you hadn't played, first time you hadn't been the best player on your team.
Right.
You know? How you going to deal with it? And the graduate transfer deal was the best thing because you had to prove that, all right, even though I'm not happy here, I gotta work my ass off to graduate and be eligible
I gotta
to leave.
finish what I started
Right,
here at
yeah.
least.
And that way you at least prove that, you know, you got your shit together.
Right.
Kids that just up and leave without graduating, I mean, it doesn't allow them to grow up and learn from their mistakes or learn from their failures.
Like maybe they should open the portal up after you played 2 years, maybe in school. Like maybe only sophomores can go through the portal and not sit out. But if you leave at your freshman year, maybe sit out this many games or something.
Oh yeah.
And make it like at least after 2 years. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I agree with that because like once you graduate, you more mature. You done been through that stuff.
You think about, I mean, so many guys that were so much different as freshmen than they were sophomores, juniors, seniors. I mean, God, I saw some guys that came in as freshmen. I'd be like, there ain't no way this guy's going to play or get a job after college. And then all of a sudden, all of a sudden he's a senior, and it's like,
who is
shit,
it?
look what happened.
Yeah, figured it out.
You know,
the light bulb came on.
It's crazy how much people can change in such a short span of period of time.
You know, when I went back to the Tennessee game, I got that feeling. It's like, oh my God. The team, Child, Scott, and them time, like, you thought that of me? I'm like, that was terrible. Like, man, I'm just so, man. I'm like, oh, so I got that vibe. I think I might have been one of them dudes. Crazy, man.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah, Mick, I might have been one.
Maybe you.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, God.
Man, that's funny. But that's why I'm for that, though. Like, I understand that, and I really believe that kids should stick it out. You know what I mean? Like, you have to stick it out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if that portal was here for me, I'd probably be somewhere. Ain't no telling, Mick. Ain't no telling.
Yeah. You'd be like on your third school.
Man,
you know?
I'd probably still be in school.
Yeah.
Someone trying to graduate.
Yeah.
Still someone trying to graduate. Yeah. I needed it, though. I'm telling you, I needed that structure. I needed that. That was the place for me.
No, yeah. Well, when you don't get penalized for just quitting, I mean, you know, it's worse for you in the long run than it is for the benefits of the short term.
It is. I agree.
I don't know the direction we're headed now, not to go through a deep rabbit hole, but there's too much of that now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Commitment's not respected.
Well, there's always an easy way out, you know, that we didn't have that in the past. You know, we were kind of at the end of having to do things the right way. And now all of a sudden it's like,
and I feel like
an easy way out on a lot of this stuff.
And that adversity.
But there is no easy way out.
It's not.
You have to do it yourself.
Exactly.
No, it'll be harder.
You have to.
If you take the more you take the easy way, the harder it's going to get.
Wait until your kids get older and try to explain to them. You know, you got to do it. It's not always about just the work that you put in, like to get it done. It's about learning how to do it.
Right.
And being able to put your name on something and go, you know what, this is what I'm supposed to do, and know how to do it. Because when the going gets tough, all of a sudden you have that to fall back on.
Right. Oh, yeah. And no matter what you've accomplished yesterday, 2 years ago, however long ago it was, nobody gives a shit if you're not performing now.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Again, when you're 18 to 22, and I was one of them, I mean, you don't realize the pressures of the real world. And I mean, if you're doing things the right way, the pressure should be pretty immense, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And kids just don't realize that once football was easy. I mean, physically it was tough, but again, you didn't have to worry about where the money was coming from. You know, what you're going to do, what's your plan for the next 10 years. You just showed up to practice, you got fed, went to workouts.
Not a care in the world.
Hung out with your friends, went to school. I mean, Sure, it was. Now,
Bartended,
physically, it was tough.
college radio, fraternity. Yeah.
No, physically, it was tough.
I know what you.
Surgeries were freaking. I mean, that was
That's
a horrible thing to go through just because you're so focused on football. But let me tell you, it pales in comparison when you got 2 kids at home and a wife, and you're trying to make sure that everything's taken care of.
I know it.
The camaraderie and steaks and lobster was worth it, mate.
Oh yeah. The food there was pretty. I think where you guys took, kind of when Saban showed up, food got a lot better.
Shout out to Miss Amy, mate.
What I heard is when Saban showed up, the food got a lot better.
Oh yeah.
As soon as
we'll have to ask Fredddy that though.
Amy Bragg, the nutritionist, she changed the game now.
It beat the shit out of Florida State. I can promise you that.
Really?
Oh, Mick. We have steak the size of your head, man. just because it's Tuesday. You know what I mean? The girls went over there for the football players. They wanted us to get them a steak. They lined up outside the dining hall.
Crab legs.
Yeah. Come on.
You guys got to come over and eat Maryland-style crabs.
I want to try some of that.
It's an education, though. Got to teach you how to crack those things.
I've eaten the big crab legs. I don't know.
No, these are different. It's a whole crab.
This is like the blue crab.
Yeah, blue crab.
Yeah.
Did they teach you that?
No, I never. That's why I said I gotta come check you out.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. Both of you guys got to come over. We'll put some football on out there, and
I'm in.
It's the best. I'm telling you, that's the highlight. I was saying today, might have to do crabs on Saturday.
I might have to.
Yeah, might have to because I'm coming back from Tuscaloosa before the game. So
yeah.
Are you gonna watch the game here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Maryland's that's the capital of crab. That's the crab capital, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, it's one. Yeah, I think it is. The show The Wire kind of educated a lot of people on crabs, around the country. Because people would be like, "Hey, you know how to do that?" I'm like, "Come on,
man." Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, drop the crab. It's been cold down here this week, though.
No, yeah,
I don't like the cold.
I love it.
Yeah, it's because
you're used to Maryland.
But I'm not. I'm not used to that anymore. I'm used to warm.
Nice, yeah. Me saying I ain't used to that no more.
I've said it all week. Well, at least the last 2 days when it's been cold, that we might have to move to Key West.
Mick taking the easy way out.
Yeah. We just talked about this shit, man.
I need Coach Saban to put me on the bus.
Yeah. You definitely gonna be gone, man. You're gonna be gone, man.
To Maryland.
Yeah, my wife's told me we're not moving, so I've already heard that. But I'm like, it's too cold. I said that Sunday 80 when we were on the boat.
Really cold for a few hours, Nick.
You know how it is down here. Like when cold's coming, everybody hears about
Saturday.
it. Everybody starts hearing about it. They're like, "Oh, cold's coming," and there's people like him, and then there's people like me. I'm like, no.
Enough of that ain't
No. Oh man! All right, we've already gone an hour and 7 minutes, so we got to start. Let's talk about some other games, and then we'll give our final synopsis on Alabama and LSU. All right, let's start with
Clemson, Notre Dame. You want to start with?
All right, Clemson, Notre Dame.
Minus Clemson's +2.5 at Clemson.
I like Notre Dame. Dabo unraveling. I don't know if they've been praying for him or he been praying how he's supposed to. I like Notre Dame.
Me, if I didn't even look at this one. Man, if they don't get Dabo's back, there's big trouble.
Clemson's going to be Lance's
you
lock
got
this weekend.
You got to because if that's your coach, you got to get his back.
Yeah.
And when everybody's questioning how much money he's making and the whole program,
points. But the thing is, 2.5. Who the
Sam Hartman's a great quarterback too.
Oh yeah,
but
no Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's quarterback.
Who the hell would bet Notre Dame? I mean Clemson this weekend.
I'm taking Notre Dame, but I'm just saying if I was Clemson and you lose that game,
I see what you want too.
I may double my bet on Clemson.
I know, yeah, but if you're Clemson, and remember they almost beat Florida State. If the guy doesn't get the fumble, the sack fumble, they win the game. If you're on that football team and you got to get your coaches back after that.
Yeah.
I'm still taking Sam Hartman.
Texas, Kansas State. Texas -4.
You like Texas?
quarterback's hurt.
Oh.
So
no Quinn Ewers.
He was out.
There's speculation Arch Manning might start.
Yeah.
I like the other guys.
Yeah. Kansas State. Is it Kansas State?
Yeah.
We played them last year in the Sugar Bowl. Was it? Or it was Cotton Bowl? What bowl was it?
Cotton Bowl.
Cotton Bowl.
Kansas State. Who the coach over there?
Down. I can't even remember
Was
his name.
it LSU old guy? Is he still there?
I don't know. I don't think so. No, he was in
Baylor.
Kansas.
Oh, Kansas, yeah.
Trying to think, there was another one. You bring him up because I think you'll probably. There was one more I wanted to bring up. Oh, Georgia.
Well, there's a couple that I'm going to bring up. All right, so I didn't tell you who I'm taking in that Texas game. I'm taking Texas.
Taking Texas?
Yeah. Texas is going to win without that quarterback. They got a good front, and they can run the football. They don't need a quarterback.
I may side with you on this one.
They're going to be a physical football team, and I really like Sark.
I think people are going to jump on Kansas State plus 4.5.
I don't think Arch is even going to play. The other guy's going to play, and they're going to lose, but this isn't the week.
Yeah.
All right. USC's hosting Washington. Michael Penix. And I don't know why people keep calling him Penix.
Desmond Howard. That's why.
Yeah, right.
Big Penix energy.
Yeah, big Penix energy, which I respect that.
It's not crazy.
Yeah. I love him, though. He's one of my favorite players.
No, I think I was talking to some guys this morning, and I was big on USC on Sunday, but I think they're the Utah this week. When I say that, Utah versus Oregon last week, I think USC is going to be the hot pick. I think Washington's probably going to beat the shit out of them.
Really? What about you, Ryan?
I like Washington.
You like Washington?
I mean, USC I thought was the right side, but again, I think it's the hot pick of the week, and people are going to jump on Washington.
I'm taking USC. They're going.
Man, you cut me off. Just said it like that.
They're going to win this one, and then that's going to be it. Then all of a sudden, it's going to help Alabama out because that Washington's going to have that first loss, and going through the season undefeated, it's tough.
Washington ain't lost yet.
Penix is great though.
Yeah,
but it's not going to be because of him.
USC just don't play defense, man.
They don't play defense.
I cannot take them with nobody because they just don't play defense.
But they'll have a game where they play defense. One game will come together for them.
When?
Well, it's going to be Saturday.
Okay.
That's the game. All right. We'll see. All right. You wanted to talk about Georgia and Missouri.
Yeah.
So let me put it like this: fraud alert. Have you ever had that with your credit card before, like where it comes on, we're shutting your credit card down, there's a fraud alert going on?
Yeah.
That's Missouri.
Yeah.
14.5 they're going to lose by 30.
I think it's 15.5 now.
All right, 15. They're going to lose
Georgia
by 30.
Gonna beat the brakes off of them.
Well,
30 and a
the
half.
top 10 matchup to be double digits. That's usually a sign. I mean, the public's going to be all over Missouri. Usually that's a sign to take the favorite.
Yeah.
Like TCU, Georgia last year. Should have known.
Lay win.
That like Missouri's not for real.
Yeah.
No.
They don't have the horses. Like they're going to get blown out. What's the other one? There's one.
A&M Ole Miss.
Well, that wasn't the one I was going for, but
That's
I know
a good one.
That is a good one.
Hey, scary, man. That's a scary side at Ole Miss. I'm taking A&M.
Are you? What's the line?
3.
Whoa.
Yeah.
There's this guy. They got this coach named Lane Kiffin, offensive guru.
Guru.
I'm taking him.
I like Lane over Jake guy.
Yeah. I'm taking him.
I'm going with fresh water.
Yeah, fresh water. I'm taking fresh water too. He's got every week. I'm waiting for him to lose, but this isn't going to be the week. He talks too much shit about Texas A&M, and the thing is that there's that fear that he's got to sleep with every night. Going shit. I've been talking about this guy.
He ain't scared of him.
He's still talking shit.
Yeah, he ain't scared of him.
No.
He talks shit about Coach Saban the last couple of years, man. It hadn't stopped him.
Yeah,
that's a different
through the headphones.
There's some karma in there.
Yeah, I think those two don't like each other. Jimbo and Lane. I think they truly.
I don't think there's. I think there's some other coaches that feel that way about him too. Just a hunch, though.
Yeah.
All right, Oklahoma at Oklahoma State. Okie State is getting 6 at home. That's a home dog.
Ooh.
Home dog.
Okay, that's Oklahoma
Ryan?
State.
Nick, you know I grew up a Sooners fan.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll Oklahoma.
Hold off on this.
We'll make your pick before you roll out of here.
Oklahoma State. No, I'm coming right back.
Okay.
So I like.
Did you ever think about going to Oklahoma? Did you get recruited by them?
They didn't offer me until like my senior year. But my first cousin, she went to school at Oklahoma State, from Columbus, Georgia, and she had her boyfriend at the time was like a top recruit, a linebacker there.
Yeah.
So he actually, after my sophomore season, my junior season, he showed them like my highlights, and they offered me.
Really?
Oklahoma State did. So I actually was like close to like committing to them.
Yeah.
Because of that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'd go there at least.
Yeah. That was kind of that, like when you're like, okay, well, I got this in the bag.
Yeah. And at that time, I think South Alabama was the only school that offered me, and then they did kind of like, yeah, we want you to come out here.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, probably gonna go out there.
That'd be a cool spot. You ended up at a better spot.
But see, Mick, I ain't never think that. I thought I'd be like a Conference USA guy. I never thought I'd hit that level. Honestly.
So how did you turn the corner on that?
It just happened.
Really?
Yeah, it just happened.
Like camps or something, or just game action?
Yeah, I wouldn't go to no camp.
Did you guys see that school in Alabama that didn't score a point all year?
Yes, like they say it was like a young team.
Hazel
like
Green or something. They lost every single game.
Didn't score a whole season.
No, they didn't score any
points. No field goal or touchdown.
Oh, and
like 530 something.
Yeah.
Got a score this year.
Yeah.
Man.
Good. That's good times right
Parents keep showing up.
Hey, that's the kind of team I want to play.
They better be there for them babies, man.
We would have scored if I was on that team. We would have scored if I was on that team.
I had 20 million.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'd have figured out a way.
He ain't lying.
I mean, come on.
If I was coaching the other team, I'd have to, give them a little boost. Jeez.
Oh, God.
Not me.
All right. So you're taking Oklahoma or Oklahoma State?
I'm going with Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Okay. What about you?
Oklahoma lost last week, right?
They did.
Kansas beat them, right?
Kansas beat them.
Yeah.
And Oklahoma State had a big win last week.
Yep.
Right?
They've been on a roll, but they lost to a team from across the bay.
Yeah.
South Alabama beat the stew out of them then.
Beat them up.
6 or something.
Wasn't even close.
We're going with the Sooners.
Well, that's
His side of the bay.
That's one I probably won't bet, but I'll take Oklahoma in the situation.
I will too.
I mean, that's a scary.
What's supposed Bedlam?
Line.
The great name. I love the name Bedlam. I mean, it sounds like Bedlam. I mean, that is crazy. And then it's like 88-18 or something. You know what I mean? It'd be like us calling the Mississippi State game like some great name for that rivalry.
Yeah.
And then we beat them every single year. Like they're not winning that game.
They're my kind of rivalry.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
The one-sided ones.
Yeah.
All right. So we hit everything except this last game, guys. Number 14, LSU at number 8, Alabama. It's a 3-point spread in this one in Tuscaloosa.
Right. Alabama all day, baby.
What you got, Jake?
I got Alabama 31, LSU 21.
Oh, I like it.
That's what I'm going with.
I like it.
What about you, Ryan?
I was gonna say 35-24ish. So I don't like them. They ain't gonna score with 24 points. That's how I feel.
I think Alabama's defense is better than everybody's saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think that having Malachi Moore with another week off is going to help out. But what everybody's missing isn't the fact that they're going to throw on that secondary. It's them trying to tackle.
Yeah.
Wait. And every time he runs, you guys are going to text me.
Yeah.
That's right. We haven't seen this guy in a while.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like limping guy. I'm talking about the laser beam.
Dude.
That's what I can't wait to see. And when you play in this game, you're not worried about next week. You're worried about this week.
Now.
No, that's right.
People are sleeping on
7
him.
o'clock in Bryant Denny Stadium. That's hard to beat. especially this one right here.
Ooh, get you a little nap for that game. You know what I mean?
Get some sleep.
Man, give me a nap for the game and get up and get my head bad. Yeah, trouble.
Oh, man.
LSU in trouble, Mick.
I think so, too.
They in trouble.
The best thing about this year is we're not just, it's not a given we're going to be in the playoff. And so it's fun to watch this team because they're just growing throughout the year.
They're having to grit it out. They having to find their way. They're having to figure out who they are every week. Like, all right.
I feel like it's one of those early Coach Saban years when you're just seeing if we're going to reestablish the dynasty or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And with the offense, that shit like every drive.
Yeah, right. I know.
Yeah, I don't know who coming out there. It's like, oh!
I had a guy, I'm going to tell you this. I had a guy call my post-game show, and he said that Alabama has more personalities than his ex-wife.
Yeah.
And I've loved that saying. Not everybody loves that because they're probably the ex-wife, but the rest of us, we're like, okay, that's a great saying. All right, that's anything else you guys want to add before we wrap up this elephant in the room?
Man, I think that covers just about everything.
Ryan, great to have you back
Man,
again.
it's great to be back.
Too long, man.
I know, man.
We wait for you every week to be on here.
Yeah, I'll switch the times up a little bit.
Okay, we'll do it. You guys figure out the time.
We got to make it happen for Daddy, man. So we
got two youngins.
Yep. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll get it more consistent.
Yeah, but we love it when you're over here.
Man, I enjoy it too.
Jake, good to see you. We'll get back together on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
And Monday could be a great day or could be not a great day.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be a great one.
Let's hope so. All right, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to Roll Tide Pods and Elephant in the Room. And thank you guys for being here for our entire crew. We'll talk to you next week. Disrupt the Media. Don't forget about them as well.